All right, welcome back, everyone. This is a Canary Wharf preview for episode 4. We're changing it up here, and I'm doing it with world number 72, Yale Bulldog legend Spencer Lovejoy, and special guest also a former teammate of mine who took his talents to overseas and now is a member of the 4th-tier German league, Stroke 11, and the number 2 player there, and continues to pursue his dreams and one day of taking down Simon Rosner, Vabuk Pahari. Welcome, guys.
Yo,
Thank you, Sean. Thank you for having me.
Good to be here, man.
Yeah. What's going on, guys?
Yeah, just
Vabuk, what time is it there over in Germany?
It's 9 o'clock. Had a long day at work.
Yeah.
Debriefing right now. Yep, with a beer.
They say beer is really good for recovery after a tough week. That's why the Germans.
Yeah, it is. It is.
The Bundesliga players use it as recovery.
No, it's true. It's true. It's in the medical journals, I think, here in Germany.
Wait, Book, give us the breakdown on how these German league tiers work real quick.
So I don't know too much, but basically I think there's the Bundesliga, which I think is where, you got the Simon Rosner and, all these people playing. And then there's, the Regionalliga, which means just, the regional league. So it's, where, every little region has its own people. And then I think there's, and after that it's just, the cities. They have their clubs and they have some league, and then the tier below that it's the same thing. Then you actually can climb up, so it's like a premiership kind of thing,
Yeah, I mean,
Gotcha.
I don't know much about the leagues in Europe because I haven't really gotten a chance to play any of them. But I hear from the pros that it's a pretty sick atmosphere. They get a lot of people to come watch the matches and whatnot. It would be sick if we had something like that in the U.S., but I don't think anyone's been able to.
Wait, Spence, have you considered relocating to Europe?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely something I've thought about. I think living in England would be sick, or living. I mean, there's a couple good pro bases, like Gregory Gaultier has a pro base in Prague. Paul Cole trains in the Netherlands. They have a good base in Barcelona. They have a lot of good bases in England. So, it's definitely something that I think about sometimes. But obviously, we have the National Center now in Philadelphia, so for right now it's probably the best place for me to be, especially starting out my career. So yeah, but the leagues are sick, man. I wish we had something like that in the US.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real quick, I just realized Spencer's wearing the J.Press hat, and I saw on your Instagram. Are you a model for them? What's going on there?
So J.Press is one of my sponsors. It's a clothing company that was founded in New Haven by a Yale graduate. So I kind of have that connection through Yale, and they've been great to me. Honestly, I just reached out to them and asked them if they would support me financially, and in return I would do a couple things for them. I did a couple a photo shoot for them, and then I post about them on my social media, and no, they're great. They've been really supportive of my career, and so shout out to J.Press.
Oh shit, nice.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
so
good
where could we buy some J.Press merch?
Dude, you can hit their website. They've got a great new revamped website, and they ship to. I don't know if they ship to Germany, but but yeah, you can get.
Wait, what's their style of clothing? Is it casual, sportswear, or
court, Dunlop sponsors me for my on-court equipment, so I use their clothing when I play matches. But J.Press is a lot of more casual, kind of business casual, as well as very formal suits and blazers and tailored stuff and sweaters and just lifestyle. It's a lifestyle brand. It's pretty diverse collection, but yeah, it's good quality stuff. So check it out.
have you considered doing clothing brands? I know Paul Cole's doing his own thing.
Yeah, Paul has Paul has a new brand called IWI or EWE or.
I think it's pretty cool.
Nice.
He's got his own brand of clothing.
It looks good. Well, it's the stuff he wears.
Yeah, no, he wears it on court and it looks good. It looks stylish. I think.
It looks good.
I think clothing brands are a great way for athletes to kind of make passive income on the side, especially squash players who maybe aren't making as much money as other athletes. It's kind of a good side hustle and probably fun to run a clothing brand.
Well, okay. Why don't we get this going? I'm gonna pull this up. Here we go. So yeah, we'll start with our picks for the Canary Wharf Classic for 2021. before we start, I kind of want to put a disclaimer out there because obviously all these athletes competing are world class, and we mean no disrespect to any of them while we speak. And I just want to throw that out there. But given the nature of the sport, there are going to be winners and losers, and I wanted to make this discussion as candid as possible. So that being said, I want this to be unfiltered and just speak your mind.
We also don't want to shut the door to any future future people on the podcast. Future guests on the podcast.
Yeah, Sean, that's a good disclaimer there. Wouldn't want anyone to get butthurt by anything.
Just in case,
People who
just in case one of the 32 subscribers.
People who
we're up to 32.
Some people who I might be playing against someday. So I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to step on any feet here.
I gotta tell you though, Spencer, I love like your I won the point celebration. I think you got the best one on tour, man.
Which one is that?
You really just like you make like this really intense face, just like
yeah. I mean, I guess I do that sometimes.
I love
sometimes
that.
I don't even realize it because I'm so like in the moment that like I don't even like it's just not.
Do you have a go-to like saying to hype you up
just fully
when you for
celebrations?
No,
I mean,
it's just a simple "let's go."
It's a come on. It's a come on. Yeah,
come on.
It's a come on. Yeah, for sure. That's my go-to. I do like a good fist pump. You have to. I mean, you have to.
I think you got the best one on tour, man.
I appreciate that.
Let me tell you. I was watching the highlights of you against Moment today, just in preparation.
Yeah, I had a.
I noticed it right away. I was like,
I had a massive one at like 4-6 or something in like the second game.
Oh my god!
It was like a massive.
Wait, real quick. Let's talk about.
What I was talking about.
Let's talk about this match. Let's talk about this match real quick before we get into this.
By the way, I was so disappointed. I only watched the highlights, by the way. I was like 6'10". Spencer's got it in the bag.
Dude, I was thinking too. Trust me.
America.
Wait, how did it feel to get to game ball against someone of Tarek Moments?
It was definitely.
Did it get you nervous?
Yeah, it was. I definitely got a little nervous when I got to 10-6. I was maybe thinking for a moment I've done really well to just get here, and that kind of maybe took me out of the moment a little bit because I was playing really well up to that point. I mean, obviously credit to him. He started he didn't want to lose a game to me. So he changed his strategy a little bit and dug in, and he probably knew as well that I'm less experienced, and if he's able to push here, maybe I might be nervous and I might be hesitant to close it out. And whenever you're in those new situations that you haven't been in before, I think there's always going to be a little bit of nerve that comes in, no matter who you are or what there's always going to be a little, it's a uncharted territory for you. So there's going to be some nerves, but you just have to do your best to kind of control it and just keep doing what you're doing,
I mean that was also best of 3. So if you took that first game, that would have.
Yeah, I mean, who knows?
That would have been very dangerous.
What could have happened? Because I didn't play a bad second game either. I played pretty well in the second game.
Yeah.
11-9 or something. So.
Yep.
So and I didn't physically. I felt good. The points were kind of short because the court was pretty dead. It was pretty cold in San Francisco. It gets cold there. It's in the 60s. Especially in the evening, it gets cool, and the ball was really dying in the corners, so the physicality didn't really come into it as much. So I think I would have been fine to go 3 games, even though he plays at a pretty fast pace. But yeah, man, it was a great experience to play that match. It feels good to be able to push a top player to game ball and to show yourself that you actually have the skills to get there. You just have to figure out how to produce that consistently. And I think it's all mental when it comes down to that, So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. So I think there are a couple talking points I want to go through before we actually get into the draw itself. First of all, the Canary Wharf is best of 3 till semis. What do we all think about the best of 3?
I didn't even account for that. That changes a lot.
Oh, did you make your predictions on best of 5?
Oh, dude.
Oh, my
gotta account
God.
for that. Come on.
I'm glad you told me that, though.
Yeah. What do we think? What do we think of the best of 3?
Because
I remember there was a discussion.
3 all the way, man.
You think so?
I don't like this. Like, oh, it's the semis. We're gonna make it best of 5. Just make it best of 3.
I agree. I agree.
think that they should also stick to it. Like, because in tennis, they have some tournaments that are 2 out of 3, some that are 3 out of 5, but they like stick to the same thing throughout the whole tournament. You know. So yeah, I don't know. I think you're right, Vabuk. I think it would be better off if they just stuck with it.
Because I feel like it's a completely different like game, you know. Like I feel like in a best of 5, for example, this is a good example. I don't think like Mazen Hesham has any chance against Farag, but I think in a best of 3 he could easily take him.
Yeah, it's funny. Like talking to some of the players on tour, everyone's pretty divided. I think when it comes to the 2 out of 3 versus the 3 out of 5 thing, because a lot. I mean, I would say like a lot of the kind of the shot makers on tour would love the 2 out of 3 version, whereas like the players who are like super fit and like attritional opt more for like the 3 out of 5 just because that's what they would be better at, you know.
Yeah.
But in terms of viewership, I think that's all that matters. Like I was actually talking to Saurav about this because we did some training around the U.S. Open, and he was like, I don't care like, you know, how long the match is or whatever. Like if they want to pay me, if they're going to pay me more to play 1 point, I'll do that, you know? So honestly, at the end of the day, it's all about what the viewers want to see. Like if the viewers want to see 1 point matches and they're willing to, and that gets people to watch squash, then that's great, I think, you know? It's whatever can grow the game, you know? It doesn't matter the format. As long as we're playing squash out there, it doesn't matter how long the match is or whatever, like, because really the only difference between 3 out of 5 and 2 out of 3 is just the length of the match is shorter, you know? So if people like to watch that more and that'll bring more people in, sell more tickets, I'm all for it, you know?
Yeah, I totally agree. Well, you know, I was also thinking if they're doing 2 out of 3 anyway, they might as well do the tiebreak as sudden death.
Yeah, I actually think that I think a 10-all sudden death point would be really exciting. And I've been thinking, even if it was like just the deciding game, you know, or like if it's just the 3rd game or just the 5th game, like if it gets to 10-all, it's just 1 point that decides it, you know? Because think about it, like if you get to 10-all in the 5th and it's literally just 1 point, how sick would that be?
See, I'm already nervous with the win by 2, and if it's sudden death, I feel like as a viewer I get way more nervous, and it's like it draw me in more.
2 out of 3, and then 1-all, like, you know, 1-all in games, 10-all, and then you get that sudden death point. You know, it's worth more.
Yeah, it's kind of like penalties, you know, in soccer. Like,
yeah,
you just play, you know, like you're playing for 10-all basically, and then it's just like a 50-50 toss-up.
Right, because at the end of the day, if you get to 10-all, Sean, even if you get to 10-all with Ali Farag, like, it's still like you could win that point. Like,
I'm fucking going for it. I'm fucking going for it.
You're going.
Not like you could hit a winner like off the serve or something and just win the point. Like it's a 50-50 shot for anyone who's like good at squash.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's no chance I'm rallying. I would go for it right off the bat. And I mean, if this was there for you and Momin, could have switched things up as well. You know,
known, like, okay, to win 1 point here instead of 2.
This is it. But
yeah.
I mean, I totally see the argument for a best of 5 being better. But I think what Vabuk was saying, it's the lack of consistency in how they're switching it that frustrates me. I wish they had it all the way through.
Yeah, I think there should, like in tennis, you know, most of the tournaments in the year are 2 out of 3. It's just the Grand Slams that are 3 out of 5. So I don't know. Maybe they should do something like that where like most of the tournaments are 2 out of 3 and then like the Grand Slams or like the platinum events are 3 out of 5 or something, you know? I think the 2 out of 3 at like the kind of like the lower level would cause more upsets and make like it more interesting to watch personally. Because 3 out of 5, there's not that many upsets, you know?
Yeah. That's definitely
okay.
good.
But 3 out of 5 is
also we need it.
It's the ultimate test of mental strength, you know?
It is.
So
yeah. We also need to address how many people have dropped out of this draw. This draw has been updated for today as well. We got Gawad out of it. We got Mazen Hesham out of it. We got Marwan El Sharbagi out of it. We got Salazar out, so which is why it shifted the draw. So if you guys are seeing this right now, a lot could have changed from what you've initially seen.
Yeah.
And actually, I want to talk about, so I know Gawad was out because of COVID. He was close contact. Hesham COVID and then Salazar injury, but Marwan El-Sharbaki was different. I don't know if you guys read up on that, but he can't play this due to PSA regulation. Apparently, he's being punished for his actions last year.
I didn't know that.
You're our insider in the PSA. Why are they doing this exactly?
Wait, I actually didn't. Yeah. I didn't read about this, so you're gonna have to explain to me what happened with Marwan.
So
is this
I was
what
actually
the PSA's making you say, or?
Oh, it's definitely what the PSA is making.
I feel like it's something that the PSA is making him say.
No,
I feel like he's got the inside scoop.
I don't know which events it was, but I think it was last year where Marwan was on a tear with results. He was doing amazingly well, but he was getting into the refs a lot. And I remember there was this one incident where he was like shouting at Lee Beachel after his loss in the semis against Momin. And then I was like, oh shit, things have escalated a lot. But I was wondering if there was going to be any repercussions on that, considering what he did was, I thought, a little overboard. But I think I'm not 100% sure on this because the PSA isn't specific with shit like this. So I'm not sure what I'm saying is exactly correct, but I think the repercussions are coming in now of him not being able to play this event.
That's possible. I mean, if
like
he did something,
year later.
Well, if he did something at the Canary Wharf, maybe like the last time he played it, maybe that's why or something. I don't know.
I just wish there was more transparency with the fans, because if we see someone of Marwan El-Sharbagi's caliber not playing a tournament, I want an actual explanation of like what he did. And
well, have you checked his social media?
Yeah, well, also like
I'm gonna check his.
What's up?
Check his Twitter. See if he said anything.
He hasn't come out with a statement. He hasn't.
Okay. Yeah.
Which the article did say he might if he does want to, he can come out with his.
Yeah, well, I think I agree. I think that's.
I feel like if you're the PSA, you want to make a.
The PSA doesn't do a great job of making the players' stories like transparent. I would love it if they did more like interviews and things. Like I think they are trying like to do more, but it's still like the fans are still pretty like left in the dark and like they don't really know like who the players are. And I mean obviously that stuff's expensive and you know there are certain challenges to it, but it would be great if they did like you know a press release on you know Marwan Sharbagi like describing whatever.
I mean, they're welcome to just come on my podcast and explain the situation.
Yeah. That's true. Good. There we go. Well, also, like, if we're talking about viewership, wouldn't viewers love to see exactly what it is that, like, prompted the thing, you know? Like, I feel like all of us kind of like... We love it when players lose their shit on like court, yeah.
No, I'd eat that content up.
I feel like eat that content up. That's where the PSA is falling short, is like they're not taking advantage of an opportunity to gain viewership from an event that happens on tour, you know? Because, like, people love drama. Like, people love to hear what's going on, and they could easily use that to their advantage.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, so many missed opportunities. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
But
see, they're still trying to be like this 18th century like British sport, you know? We're all gentlemen that play it. Like,
yeah, I mean,
my.
Vabuk, you can shit on them a little more because you're only playing the German league, but you know, I don't want to say anything too drastic here.
Oh yeah, no, trust me, I'm the only one that shit.
I mean, no, we can't have.
Okay, here's my backstory. I started playing when I was like 22, and the first match I ever watched, Sean was playing some scrub from Tufts. I don't know his name, but anyway, like Sean wins a point, and I just go like, "Yeah, Sean, make him eat it" or something, and everybody just.
Yeah, I remember the coach came up and was like,
"Yeah."
Honestly, I wish more fans were like that though, because the fans in squash are way too reserved. They barely even clap after winners. Like, it's actually ridiculous. Sometimes at these tournaments, I feel so bad for the players, and like even myself. Sometimes I'm on court, and I'll hit a winner, or my opponent will, and like you hear nothing from the crowd. It's like, what the hell's going on here? You know?
Because I'm sure you got a lot of applause when you were at Yale.
Yeah, I mean, college
with your friends coming along.
Great atmosphere, because I feel like you know. The fans who come to the college squash matches, they have like more at stake because they're like, okay, we're supporting our like school team, you know, like we're gonna get loud for them. Whereas like the people coming to like pro matches or whatever, maybe they don't quite have that like skin in the game where they're like, oh, like I really want this player to win, or like you know, they don't really like get behind like the players in the PSA. I don't feel like the crowd really gets behind the players at any point during the match. Maybe if it's like really close, or you're watching like Muhammad and Ali and play in front of the pyramids where like they have the home crowd. It's a little different. But like if you're watching, I mean, I'm sure it would be different if I was playing at the TOC or something. And it was like when I was in San Francisco, I had a really good support from the crowd, which was awesome. But yeah, I don't know. I don't feel like there's that same crowd interaction that makes like sporting events cool, as there are in other sports. Yeah.
Okay, let's get into the draw. So round one, we got on top. We got Matthew. I'm gonna be butchering so many of the names, but I'm going to apologize in advance for that, but Matthew Castagnier versus Iker
Pahari.
Iker.
Yeah. I trained with him when I was in Barcelona, actually. He's a good dude.
Oh, shit. Okay. Yeah. I think that is one of the good matchups for round one that could go either way.
Yeah, I think that's
What do you guys have, Vabuk? What do you have for that one?
I think Castagnier is winning that easily.
2-0.
I think it's 2-0, yeah.
Okay.
I
Spence?
agree. I think Castagnier will win, but I think it will be like a close 2-1 encounter.
I'm going for 2-1 as well. I actually looked at their head-to-head. I think they played at Channel Vass in 2019, and it was 3-1.
For Castagnier.
So he definitely has it in, so he definitely has it in him to take a game, but I don't think he's going to.
I was also looking at
Castagnier has too much experience.
I was looking at Castagnier. He hasn't played a tournament since September 11th or something, so he's coming in like pretty like well rested, seems like, and he's obviously had some really good results at Canary Wharf before, so I think I'll give him a slight edge.
Yeah. So we got him for that, and then now the second matchup also I think is a great matchup. It's Kandra versus Declan James. Who do you guys have for this one?
Vabuk, go ahead.
I gotta go for my German boy here.
Yeah.
I gotta go for my German boy. I think it's a 2-0 again, man.
Yeah.
Maybe a bagel in there. Who knows?
So you're gonna be tuning into that one with your.
I'm kidding.
You're gonna be tuning into that one with a couple of brewskis.
With my 50-year-old squash mates. Yep. With a brewski. Exactly. Yep. That's what we're gonna do.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for.
Wait, Spencer, you have him as 2-0 to Kandra as well.
I think 2-1 for Kandra.
Okay.
I think Deck will snag the second game, but I think he's on form and Deck's still coming back from injury.
I didn't know he was coming back from injury.
He hasn't played many tournaments in the recent months. I think he played the last couple, but he didn't have great results. But then again, I mean, he's one of the only he's an Englishman, and the English guys love the Canary Wharf, so could possibly rise to the occasion.
I've always been frustrated with Declan James just because I think he has so much potential, and then I think there was a period of time where I thought he was going to crack like into the top 15, top 10, but then it didn't quite happen. And I mean, I hope for the best, but I agree. I think Kandra 2-1.
Yeah.
Okay, next up we got Ian Yao versus Adrian Waller. This is pretty straightforward to me.
Yeah, it's NG all the way, baby. It's NG all the way. NG all the way.
Yeah, I have Yao going through. I think it will be 2-1 though. Waller's pretty skilled. He can produce some good squash.
He's sneaky. Yeah. He's sneaky.
Yeah, he looks very casual out there, but
I feel like
I don't know. It doesn't he doesn't look very interested or even into the match sometimes. But he looks almost disinterested in playing. But then he puts on some really good performances. So I think Yao will be too steady in the long run. But I think it'll be a 2-1.
Yeah. Also, Yao needs to win this just because of the Saul matchup. We fans want to see that match. We need to see that matchup again. Yeah. We need to see that. So Yao's got to do it for the fans. Okay. Next up, we got Baptiste Masadi. Hopefully, I got that one right. Against wildcard Charlie Lee. Hate to say this, but also pretty straightforward there.
Yep.
2-0. Yeah. I actually did catch Charlie Lee play recently on YouTube. He's seems a lot better than I thought.
Charlie's seriously a good player.
Yeah.
He was making really good progress on the tour a couple of years ago, but then I think he had a bad injury, or I don't know. I heard from someone he may have had like chronic fatigue syndrome or something like that kept him away from the game for a while. But he's making a comeback now, and he's playing good squash. I think he just maybe made the finals of a tournament back in England last week.
Yeah.
But yeah, I Baptiste is showing like a lot of progress recently, and he's very, very explosive. So I think it'll be two love for Baptiste.
Yeah, and he's gonna be slotting Nicks as he does.
He's excited.
He loves to slap Nicks.
I actually played him in Finland.
That kid.
I played him in Finland in a 5K. I think it was like 2017 or 2018, and he beat me 3-love. He was still slotting Nicks back then.
Shit.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully get that revenge on him soon.
Yeah, hopefully.
Okay, next up we got Daryl Selby versus George Parker. This is interesting. What do you guys think on this one?
Selby, dude. It's his last tournament.
Yeah.
His last tournament. He's on the record as saying he's gonna go out there slapping some Nicks. Think he pulls it out. He beat Macon last year.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know.
Spencer, you go ahead.
I can't see him beating George just because. I mean, I don't know. I don't think Daryl's been playing much recently. Like, I think he's going to give a big push for this, but and he'll want to put on a good performance, of course. But I mean, I think the two out of three gives him an edge because I don't think he's as fit as he once was, and his shots are obviously he's got great hands and he's a great shot maker. But I think Parker is just too professional. He's gonna be too steady. I don't know. What do you think, Sean?
Yeah, this was a tough one because my biggest concern as well was Daryl Selby's match fitness. We haven't really seen him play any tournaments, and George Parker's been very active with playing tournaments. And even though I think the best of three suits Selby, the biggest concern I have is his match fitness. And I don't care if it's best of three. I still think he's going to get fatigued on this.
Yeah.
So I'd be surprised if Daryl Selby won, even though I know he went on record saying it's his last.
Yeah.
I'm going for George Parker for that one. So okay, guys, that was our first disagreement in the draw.
Oh, that's true.
So Vabuk going on his own path right now.
Yeah.
Okay, next up we got, this is an interesting one as well. James Wolstrop versus Mohammed Abu
Yeah,
Elgar.
this is a spicy one.
This is a good one.
I got James, dude. James. 2-1
Okay.
James.
Yeah, I've got.
That's funny. I got James as well for this one.
Yeah, I think everyone knows.
No one's got faith. No one's got faith in.
Well, James beat Abu Elgar in the U.S. Open a few weeks ago, and he's won Canary Wharf a few times before, and obviously it's a special tournament for him. So I think he'll rise to the occasion. I'm really looking forward to that because that's gonna be a cracker.
It's gonna be a great one. Okay, next one we got Greg
Lobin
versus Surav Ghosal. Lobin. Thank you.
Gotta correct you on that one.
What?
It's
really?
Lobin, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. You just mean name. I thought you guys were saying.
No. I'm saying that's how you pronounce his name, Lobin.
Lobin.
So wait, Boog, that was your reaction in thinking that?
Yeah, come on, it's.
I got Ghosal in two. Yeah, okay. All right, moving on.
Like Sorav's great.
Yeah, no, he's good. There's no chance he's losing that one. Yeah. Okay, the last one is also kind of tricky. I think this is a tough one as well. Golan versus Yusuf Soliman.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
What do you guys have for this one?
I
got Golan. Golan 2-1.
I've got Solomon in that one. I think it'll be 2-love, honestly. Yeah, I don't know.
I was thinking Golan as well.
I think Golan. I mean, Golan was a great player, but I think, he's definitely getting up there in his age, and I think Solomon's had some decent results recently, and I just think he'll be a little too good.
My thing on him is I feel that if there was a player to upset someone, he's always the one. that players seem to upset. And I know in the seedings he's higher right now, and I think.
You mean Saul? Are you talking about Saul or Golan?
Yeah, he's the higher seeded player here.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, no, I think.
But I think. Yeah. Okay, I guess we have a difference in opinion there as well. Okay, moving on to round 2. I think it's gonna get a lot more straightforward with the seedings coming into play here. Ali Farag versus. So we all got Castanier on that one. Straightforward. Farag moving into quarters.
Yeah, Farag's gonna move on there.
Rodriguez versus Kandra.
I gotta go for my German hero, man.
I think that could be a possibility.
My German guy's gonna make it.
Yeah,
he's gonna make it to the quarters.
I really like Kandra's chances in that one. I don't think Miguel. I haven't been impressed with Miguel's recent performances. I just feel like it's a good matchup for Kandra. For some reason, it's just a gut feeling there.
Also, you know, Spencer, we were talking about how Adrian Waller seems disinterested. I genuinely think Rodriguez looks actually disinterested in playing in some events.
Yeah, he has. I don't know.
Yeah.
Do you guys get the vibe as well?
I get that vibe as well, yeah.
You know, apparently he forgot to enter 2 events this year, the U.S. Open and the Qatar Classic, just simply because he forgot to enter them. So the guy is definitely not too switched on, you know, in terms of some things.
It's upsetting because when he decides he really wants to play.
You go back to that British Open.
Yeah.
And he was very switched on in that tournament, that's for sure.
I'm gonna go with Kandra as well for that.
I feel like he's all about the trick shots now, you know. It's all about that highlight reel.
Yeah, I mean he's doing fans the service, but
yeah.
Okay, now we got the monster rematch against Asal and Yao.
Yeah, that's gonna be a big one. But
now on paper it should be Asal, very straightforward, but they have a little history. I from watching that match from front to back, I know there's been the referee controversy, but I also think Yao played phenomenally well.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys caught that match.
I watched the highlights of it, and
I watched it. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of controversy. People were saying that Asal got screwed over on like 8 or 9 different occasions during the match or something.
Yeah.
But I think that Asal he'll be feeling that motivation from losing the last time, and I think he'll turn it around and he'll win this time. So I'm going with Asal.
Book?
Nah, I gotta go with NG, man. NG's my OG since day one.
That's good.
Okay, I'm going with Asal 2-0 for this one, actually.
No.
Even though I think it's Cracker.
Guys, I'm telling you guys, NG's gonna pull it out.
NG is a good friend of mine, honestly. We're like around the same age on tour. We've trained together before. But just in terms of the prediction, I think Asal is he's just going to be too motivated, and he's not going to want to lose 2 times in a row, you know? And when Asal...
Yeah, I'm sure he's going to be fired up for this match.
Fired up, and like when that guy's fired up, he's seriously fired up, you know?
Yeah. Okay, so next up, I think this is also going to be a good matchup. I don't think I've ever seen them play. Momin versus Masadi.
I think they might have played at the U.S. Open.
Oh, they played at the U.S. Open?
I can't remember. I think
he played Sherbagi. I think he lost 3-1 to Sherbagi at the U.S. Open, didn't he?
He's played Sherbagi in every tournament.
Yeah, basically.
Pretty much.
No,
so I think it's
Open. Willstrop beat Sherbagi.
No, the
Mohammed.
other one.
Mohammed.
Oh, yeah. He played Mohammed. You're right.
Yeah. But what do you guys think of that matchup? Who we got?
I have
Momin.
Tarek 2-1. Yeah, 2-1.
2-1. Yeah,
2-0.
I got Momin. I got 2-0 for Momin.
Yeah.
Just too quality. Okay, I like this match. I know Vabuk has a difference in opinion on this next one, but I like this matchup of Elias versus George Parker.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's going to be pretty straightforward for Diego. I don't think.
Okay.
Because I think Diego. I think they actually play a very similar game style, but Diego's just better at it. So I think Diego will win 3-love. Or 2-love, sorry. My bad.
I'm thinking Diego 2-1, and I wouldn't be surprised on an upset this one. I just think George Parker could. I feel like Diego does get into his head sometimes, and if there's a player to do that, it would definitely be George Parker.
Yeah, I think Diego's going to win regardless of who wins this.
Against Selby. Yeah. Okay, next up, Marsh versus we all got Willstrop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who we got on this?
I think, if Willstrop gets through Abwelgar, then he's going to have the confidence to keep going. And the 2 out of 3, given his age, he's obviously in his mid to late 30s. So with the 2 out of 3, he'll be well rested and ready to go for a second matchup. So I think he'll take out Marsh. I think he'll beat him. Maybe Marsh might. I don't know. It could be a 2-love. Honestly, I think he might just outclass him.
Yeah, I agree. I think if Willstrop does manage to go through, I actually think if Abwelgar made it through, it would be a different story. But I think with Willstrop against the Marsh matchup, I think Willstrop.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Especially considering his recent form as well.
Yeah.
Book?
Yeah, no, I think Willstrop's going to beat him too. Yep. I think Marsh just isn't good enough at retrieving.
Marsh is very good
to beat Willstrop. Yeah, but not good enough.
Man, his nickname,
it is like another niveau
his
of
nickname
retrieving
is
to
the
beat
Acrobat.
Acrobat.
That guy does the splits on the regular basis.
It's not just about doing splits.
Yeah,
you gotta get off of them and run after the ball.
Yeah, no,
too,
I agree. I think he'll retrieve a lot of balls, but Willstrop will just be too quality. He'll just be hitting it too.
Exactly,
too
that's
tight.
what I mean. Yeah.
Okay, honestly, I'm going to loop these two together because to me, you guys could correct me, I think it's very straightforward with Joel Macon and Paul Cole. They're going through 2-0.
Yeah, I think they're both.
I don't see Gosel.
Yeah,
I have that exact.
I feel like those two don't get
I have
upsets.
that exact score, yeah. 2-love and 2-love for each of them.
Yeah. Okay, now moving on to quarters. We got now Ali Farag versus Kandra. Super straightforward to me.
Yeah, I think Ali's going through.
He's making it to the semis. Yeah,
I mean,
and then
even from Germany, I'd have to say, yeah, that's pretty straightforward.
You don't think your German boy's going to put up a fight there? He'll snag a game? Vabuk?
Oh, he is. I think he's going to snag a game. I think he'll snag a game.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I think it might be a 2-love.
yeah, I think that's an outrageous claim. There's no chance that's happening.
I think considering that I'm in Germany, I have to make the diplomatic statement that he's going to snag a game.
Okay, now we also got another cracker considering. I mean, I'm completely disregarding Vabuk's opinion about moving on to that one. So I'm just gonna put up Asal on the quarters and Momin in the quarters. They have incredible history where Momin wanted no part in being spoken in the same sentence as Asal, but I think they kind of cleared the air a little. But I think it's gonna be a cracker of a match. What do you guys think on this one, especially because it's best of 3 still in the quarters?
Yeah, I think this time, obviously, Tarek almost beat him in the U.S. Open. They had like a 5-gamer, and it went the distance. But I think Asal is just getting stronger each tournament, to be honest. I think he's only getting more consistent, and I just think he has Tarek's number at this point. And I think he took him pretty easily in San Francisco in a 2 out of 3 earlier in the year. He beat him the last 2 times. And I think, I don't know, I don't see Tarek winning. I just don't see him winning.
How about you, Book?
Nah, I disagree. I think Tarek's going to pull it out.
All right.
I think he's got him. I think he knows now, how to beat him. He's going to implement it right here, right?
What's his strategy, though?
What's the game plan?
I have no idea.
How can you make a claim without backing
Sure,
it
if
up?
there's anybody that can do it, it's this guy. It's my blind faith.
You've had too many beer houses over there.
I do think he might beat him because it's like a best of 3.
Yeah, initially when I was looking at this, I thought maybe Momin did have a chance because it might be best of 3. But I was also looking back. I actually think Asal, I think he thrives under any format, but given how explosive he is, I think actually best of 3 could be the biggest advantage.
Yeah,
for him.
he's super.
So he can go,
explosive.
and he doesn't have to even care about the distance of going to 5
Right.
when he's handling the course. So I think he's going to be thriving on the best of 3, and yeah,
Agreed.
I think it'll be a 2-0 for this one.
No, but I don't know. I feel like considering how like Paul Cole dismantled him last time, like I think a lot of people are gonna watch that tape. You know, they're gonna learn from the tape.
Of him
I think
pretty
they're
much giving up on the 4th game.
Yeah, basically.
Wasn't
yeah.
that 3-love?
It was 3-love. Yeah.
It was
3-0.
like
Sorry,
It was 3-love. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
It was a close 3, but I think
But the thing is
Tarek's
that,
gonna watch that
yeah,
tape.
but the thing is, Paul and Tarek's games are almost complete opposites. You know, Paul is super attritional to the back of the court, like super patient, like it like doesn't give you an inch, whereas Tarek is opening up the court a lot, and I think Asal like he kind of thrives on that, like being able to like make those massive movements and counterattacks. You know, so. I don't know. I think if Tarek wants to win, he definitely has to contain him more and like be more patient like Paul is. But I just don't know if he can do that with his game style, you know? So that's
I'll give you that.
Book,
It's a very
Book
good
is
point.
convinced.
Very good
Book
point.
is convinced.
I'm not-
Book is
Wow,
convinced.
I convinced the big guy.
think Tarek's gonna do it, but I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Yeah, maybe the world number 72's input kind of does speak volumes.
And maybe this kid knows what he's talking about.
I mean, it is my job, so.
That is true. That is true.
Okay,
Although,
next up.
do you play in a league? I forget.
I don't play in any leagues, so you got me there.
Exactly. See, that's true. That's true.
Okay, I think the next one it's very straightforward in my head. I don't see Diego ever losing to any of the names mentioned here in his side going into the semis.
Yeah.
I think Diego's passing by.
Yeah, I think Willstrop goes through. You know, I think by then 2 matches may take a toll on his body, and Diego will be fresh from only playing 1 match, and he'll just be too good. Yeah.
Yeah. Book?
No, I agree.
Fuck yeah. Okay.
I think Diego's gonna take it regardless of who's
All right.
Now
there.
this is the monster matchup that I am so excited
Yeah.
about for the quarters. It's the Joel Macon versus Paul Cole. I feel like they don't play enough. I know they've played before, but
Yeah,
these
can't
two need to
remember-
be playing
I can't
more.
remember who won the last time they played, but
I think Paul
Cole.
Cole did for
3-0.
a best of 3. No, it's 2-1. I think they were playing the best of 3.
I think Joel might have won that.
Oh, not the Dubai event.
They played in Dubai, and
No, he did.
Joel won that one.
No, not the Dubai one. Yeah, that, and then the year after they played again in the, what do you call the tournament after the end of the season where it's the best of 3
World Tour
thing?
Finals.
Yeah,
I
that
think
one.
they played again this year, and I think Paul Cole
Right.
won.
Yeah.
Or
no,
last year.
honestly, I think it's a toss-up. Like,
So it's a toss
yeah,
up.
I think, but for 2 out of 3, I think it's still going to be massively long for 2 out of 3. It's probably going to be at least 60 to 70 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, a quick input. Sam Todd told me that they played at a league match, I think last week, and Paul Cole won in 5.
Yeah.
Oh.
If that changes your
I think
opinions
Joel-
on
I
anything.
think Joel is going to win this time. I don't know. I think Joel is going to win this time.
All
Because-
right. So what are you making that prediction on?
It's honestly this one is 50-50. Like, this is a total toss.
It's literally a coin toss.
Uh,
It is a coin
They
toss.
play such a similar style, but honestly, I think recently Joel he's had like a little extra edge about him, like when he's on court. Like, I think he's gotten like a little more aggressive or something, like something slightly different with his mentality. So I think I've been impressed with that. So that's why I'm going to give him the edge.
That's exactly why I'm giving him the edge. If you guys have not seen it, I think there was a little snippet of his match when he beat Farag,
Yeah.
where he goes like, "Yeah, I'm really not about clapping for each other's shots. I'm here to win."
Yeah, he's
And
got
that one
like,
was a
ruthless-
feisty
He's got
affair.
that
Oh my
ruthless
God.
mentality going, and I think.
Yeah,
I mean, I think Paul
Yeah.
Cole has that too, but I don't know. I just think this time around, obviously they have a massive rivalry and they're gonna play many more times, and who knows who's gonna come out on top. But I think this time Joel will win.
No, I don't see
you
it.
got
Spence.
Cole. You got Cole.
Vabuk
I don't
Cole.
see it. I think it's Cole. I think
Okay.
it's Cole. It's too
No,
experienced.
I think on paper Cole should win, but I personally I think Macon will make that upset, make it to the semis, especially with his recent. I know both have been phenomenal in recent tournaments,
both
but
have been very good this
again,
year.
it's a toss up. It's a toss up. Now, okay, we're switching it up to best of 5 in the semis.
Right.
We got Farag versus Asal. I think that's the wide consensus on our picks right now.
Yeah.
Who do we have on the best of 5 there?
Farag. Best
Okay.
of 5, Farag.
Yeah, I do as well.
Farag, Moment. I got Moment.
Really.
Yeah, no chance. Let's.
I have Farag. Yeah, I have Farag. I think it'll go to 5. I think we'll go the distance.
I think it's Farag as well. I just think Asal has not solved the homework for how to beat.
Yeah,
Farag.
I don't think he hasn't.
I just don't think he knows
hasn't
yet.
beaten him yet, right?
Yeah, I just don't think.
Yes,
And
in
I
the
think.
best of 3 he has.
Oh, but yeah, in the World Tour.
Okay,
Finals,
you're right. You're right.
Like in
He
the
did.
World Tour Finals,
right.
I think he beat him like 2-0.
Yeah, but that's a little
Yeah.
different at the end of the year, and it's like sometimes players are tired and.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I also think this could be it's a bold claim here, but I think Farag's the only guy on tour right now who knows exactly how to beat Asal. I think every other player still is figuring it out.
I think.
I think it's very. Yeah, sorry, Spencer. Go.
Well, I was just gonna say, I think Farag's style suits Asal very well because he's so good at absorbing the power that Asal brings, and he can Asal can hit the ball as hard as he wants, and Farag is just gonna chip it back, and he could go for hours, and he's also very flexible and very adaptive, in the front of the court, where he can counter Asal, even if Asal tries to play tricky, holds and things. He's very good at responding to that. So I think that's why it's a tough matchup for Asal.
Wait, Spencer, I want to ask you a quick question. So, for someone like Vabuk and I think it's it's obvious to see why Asal is so great. He's aesthetically, but why don't you give us a little bit of the pro perspective of what makes Farag so good? Because a lot of people may be confused of why he's so dominant right now.
Yeah. I mean, I think he poses a massive problem for anyone who's playing him because he's so good at reading the game and he's just very he's a good problem solver. And he anticipates very well and he cuts the ball off and he's very elastic and his movement is probably his strength and it allows him to get on the ball early and take a lot of time away from you. I actually got the chance to practice with him when I was at the NetSuite Open, and that's what I noticed.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I noticed is the guy doesn't hit the ball that hard, to be honest. He never really rips it, but he's just on it a split second faster than everyone else, and that's because he sees because he plays the ball in places that very intelligently, and then he kind of hedges his bets and he's okay, the ball's probably going to come here somewhere, so he knows where you're going to hit it before you actually even hit it there, or he knows where it's probably going to go before you even hit it there. So that's how he's able to get on it early and see it early and take time away from you. So he's going to have you scrambling, and then so that's his offensive kind of his offensive strength, whereas his defensive strength, he's so elastic and he's so flexible and he can retrieve so many balls and diffuse high pace. I was just saying, I think he can diffuse Asal's pace very effectively. So yeah, that's why he's so hard to play. He's hard to finish a rally against, and then he's so good at controlling the middle of the court. So yeah.
Got it. Book. So you were putting your bet on Momin, and you're saying he can beat Farag.
Oh yeah.
In the semis. What do you predict for that score line to be? In 5?
3-2. Yeah, 5.
3-2.
Yeah.
Well, Momin has beaten.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
So
Farag
that
has beaten him most of the time, though. No.
But it's always it always goes to 5. With when those two play, it's never
That is
a
true.
3-0,
That is true.
3-1.
Right.
It depends so much on where they play and things like that. If it's in the US, Like I think Farag wins if it's in like Egypt or something. Like Momin wins.
Wait, why don't I real
yeah,
quick
you can just look that up. I
search
mean,
up there.
I'm just pulling that stat out of my butt. But yeah, we need some hard data. I'm just pulling shit out of my butt.
I should have brought a data person into this.
Yeah, that's true.
For next time. Okay, Spencer's right. It's 10-4 to Farag.
10-4.
71% winning rate against Momin.
Yeah.
10-4. Last time they played, went to 5. Farag won 11-8. Farag's won the last four times in a row.
Yeah.
The last time they lost TOC,
Momin
I think.
has struggled against the top dogs. He's never been able to make it past that number 3 or 4. He's never been able to overtake Shurbagi and Ali consistently, at least, to get in the top 2.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, so now we got the Diego Elias versus either Paul Cole or Joel Macon. We got difference of opinions here, but who do you guys have making it to the finals?
Vabuk, go ahead, man.
I got Elias, man.
Yeah, I agree.
I think he's high on confidence. I think he's gonna pull it off.
I think regardless if he plays Paul or Joel, I think he knows how to beat either of them. He's going to move the ball around a lot, and he's going to make it really tough for either of them. And he beat both of them in the last tournament. In Qatar, he beat both of them back-to-back as well.
Well, I guess something to also keep in mind is whatever happens, Paul Cole and Joel Macon are going to come out of that match. Well, I know they can back it up.
They can back it up.
But they will have had more minutes. They would... On paper, they're gonna have more minutes on their legs compared to what? Probably.
Well, but it is a best of 3 though.
Yeah, I
wouldn't read too much into that just because they are literally the 2 fittest players on tour, you know.
But okay, I'm going for Joel Macon making it to the finals for that.
Really?
Terrible.
Yeah, I just think he's as we were talking about. Well, I think if the argument applies against Paul Cole about him having that edge and having that extra hunger right now, I think he's going to be more fired up the fact that he lost to Diego in Qatar. And I think it's safe to say he's the most fired up guy right now in terms of like aggressiveness and wanting to win. And if we're in the theme of, new people winning the titles who are non-Egyptian, I think he's next up in line.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, it's Spencer. I wanted to ask you, why are all the top players Egyptian?
I mean, I think it stems back like a long time, like back to like the culture in Egypt, and the way they just produce players, like how they all play together at like the same clubs, and they train each other, and the young kids can see like the pros training and coming up, and so they have those role models from like a young age, which I think inspires like kind of the juniors to be like, oh, I want to be like Ali Farag, or I want to be like this guy. Whereas like in the US, it's like, well, firstly, we don't have enough top pros to like really inspire the kids anyways, and then secondly,
Spencer, you're doing it right now.
Hey, man,
you're doing it right now for the
juniors.
juniors.
I'm trying my best here. Maybe someday. But then again, a lot of the pros in the U.S., like take Todd Harity, for example, he's not training in the U.S., he's training somewhere else. So, it's hard for, those kids in Egypt, they get that direct, like, contact. And, if you're, like, a junior player in Egypt, you can go up to Ali Frog and be like, hey, man, like, give me a game, like, hey, who knows? Like, and, I mean, still, like, for me, one of, like, the most inspiring, like, experiences for me was, like, on my 13th birthday, my coach, Lynn, she got me to play with Shabana, which was
no way.
It was like literally like I was like a kid in a candy shop. It was like the most exciting thing ever. And so like, think about it, like those Egyptian juniors, they probably get to hop on court with like the top pros every once in a while and just hit around, or like even just watch them practice. Like, it kind of implants that like idea in your head from a young age, and I think that makes a big difference.
I have a take on that. I just feel like when you see them even like playing in the junior circuit, Book, I know you haven't played in the junior circuit. There's something about them that seems like it's life or death.
Yeah, I agree with that.
About playing every match. It's like, I remember the big thing when I was growing up and with playing squash was, it's okay to lose. It's really about, which is, I don't know, I'm not going to say whether one way is healthy or the other way is unhealthy, but I'm just saying, like, from the outside perspective, me losing was devastating. I'd be obviously upset, but when like these guys lose, it seems like they're going to be kicked out of the club.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah,
you know what I mean?
think that they instill that like that live or die mentality in like the juniors there, whereas I think in the U.S. the juniors are a little maybe too spoon-fed by their coaches. Basically, they're just teaching them the technique, and obviously a lot of American juniors, they have great technique, they hit the ball well, but they don't have that like competitive spirit that those Egyptian players have, and like they just find a way to win, like they don't care what their swing looks like, they don't care like what the hell, like, what's going on with the technique or anything, they just want to win, So yeah, I think that's a good point, Sean.
So you think it's just a lack of like, you think they just wanted more?
The difference between like just wanting it and like really wanting it, or like I feel like when that's instilled in you from like a young age, it's like it's different. Like you could tell me that like right now, like obviously I want to win, but I don't know. I think when it's taught like to kids, like they really internalize it,
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. All right. I thought it was like something in their water or genetic or something, Cause like, like the top American woman is like half Egyptian,
Oh yeah. Amanda,
like imagine if she was full Egyptian, like maybe she was.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? No, I think it mostly comes from the culture though. It's gotta be.
Oh, well, okay. Now I do have a separate question. Do you think there is an ideal body to become like the best squash player? Does Farag have the most ideal squash specific body, or do you think there is no specific body for this sport?
I mean, you definitely don't want to be too big. Like being too big is tough because you just have more weight to carry around the court, and you have to bend down really low.
Yeah.
Like I think James Wilstrop did it incredibly well at like 6'5" or 6'4" or whatever, however tall he is. Because think about how much work he has to do to get down and up every time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean...
Well, it's interesting because considering, I feel like nowadays, the newer generation, we have tall, like, guys who are taller than 6'2", 6'3", who move phenomenally well. And we see that even with this draw as well. Diego's really tall. Asal is really tall. Farag is really tall. But we have a wide variety of body types.
Yeah, it's true. I think there might not be an ideal because it's such a wide variety. I mean, Tarek is small. Marsh is pretty small. And then you have like Joel and Paul who are like pretty mid-range.
Well, they're like just built like trucks.
They're like thick.
Yeah.
And then you have like, then you have the tall guys like,
yeah.
I mean, Yao is pretty small. It's honestly a pretty diverse. But you don't see anyone taller than like 6'5" out there, is what I'm saying. Like, you're not seeing any giants out. Like, anyone taller than 6'5", I think it's just tough because of that. Just because of the effort it takes to move your limbs,
Yeah.
But there's exceptions, obviously. Like, I mean, I don't know, if you look at tennis, like, I mean, most of the big men in tennis are pretty slow, but, like, you look at, like, Medvedev, he's pretty quick.
I feel like he's an outlier.
Yeah, but
he's a massive outlier.
He's like... Yeah, he also, like, he's not considered, like, massive in tennis. Like, massive in tennis is, like, 6'8", 6'9", 6'10".
Yeah, he's 6'.
It's like 6'4", I think, or something.
No, that's interesting, though, because I do think there is an ideal, like, height range for tennis.
Yeah.
If you see the top guys. There is a
I think
common...
that's mostly because of the serve, and the serve is just a non-factor in squash,
Yeah.
That is true,
If you're a tall guy and you have a good serve, that's literally half of the set,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, in tennis, like, I think, like, from now on, there will never be, like, a Grand Slam champion that is not, like, a phenomenal server.
Yeah.
Like, you just can't win if you're, like...
massive part of the game.
If you're, like, small and you can't get those free points on aces, you're just not going to be able to win.
I mean, there's a reason that you don't see anyone below, like, 5'10" in, like, the top 30 or whatever, you know. Besides that guy Diego Schwartz.
Well, there's Diego
Schwartz.
Diego
Can't
Schwartz.
count him out. Cannot count him out.
But like that's another outlier, right?
Yeah, that is true.
Squash, I think if you like mapped out like the top 30 players in terms of heights, like it would be a pretty mixed range, you know.
I wish there was a complete data-backed website for squash, just completely all data.
Sean, it's all you, man.
Do you guys
have you?
Yeah, the tech geek right here.
Actually, I should try to do that.
I think it'll be cool to see because I think people are loving the fact. You know how nowadays every matchup there's this algorithm thing that PSA puts up. I don't know if it's by a third party,
is that
like
squash levels or whatever.
Squash levels that will predict. Predict who will win based on. I don't know what they base the data on, but I think it'll be pretty cool to see.
You said squash levels.
Squash levels.
Okay, moving on to the finals. It seems like we all have a little different picks right now. So let's start with Vabuk. So you have Momin.
I got Momin against Elias.
And then who do you...
I think Momin's going to win.
Yeah, I think with that matchup, Momin has been getting the upper edge.
Yeah. I think I agree. If it's Momin versus Elias, then I think Momin will take it home.
I think Momin's game is built perfectly to combat.
Yeah, because he'll move Diego around so much. Although Diego, you know, he's shown some I think he's shown that he's much more resilient than he used to be in terms of it, because he used to kind of break down. And he's definitely shown that he's taken his fitness a little more seriously. He definitely looks stronger on the court. So I don't know. I think Diego could honestly. I think he could win that if it came down to it.
Well, I think the towel breaks help a lot.
The towel breaks help, yeah.
You gotta go for that towel break. You know, it's sweaty out here. Yeah.
Dude, I'll tell you, that's actually a massive game changer. You can use that to your advantage so much. If you lost a string of points, just going to the towel really breaks momentum. I've had it used against me, and I've used it against my opponents as well, and it's definitely a new thing.
Wait, this is a new thing, right? Because before this year, there weren't.
It came out. It came out because of COVID.
Because of COVID, you're not supposed to wipe your hands on the glass anymore. So they give you a towel to wipe your hands and stuff. Which is, that's a dumb rule. Who cares about the glass? I
don't think any COVID's being transmitted through the glass.
To be honest, I think that they should keep the rule because it keeps people from, it keeps streaks. There's no more streaks on the glass, from people wiping their sweat, which was kind of a bad look, honestly, for the camera anyway.
Yeah.
And then it also just
I didn't think about it that way.
Gives people a time to have a rest and to collect themselves, if they're if things aren't going well in the match, which adds a new factor to it, I think.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, Spence. Now going to your pick, you have Farag versus Elias
I got Farag
in the final.
Versus Diego, and I have Farag winning 3-1.
3-1. Yeah. The classic scoreline between the two of them.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think this because Farag took a little break after the U.S. Open. I think he's been recharging back in Egypt and spending time with the family. He just had a kid, So I think he's going to be well rested. He's going to be, he didn't have that. I don't think he'll have had that hard of a road through other than the match with Asal. So I think the Elia, obviously it's going to be a tough match with Asal, and then Elias is probably going to have a tough match with whoever he plays, Joel or Paul. But I think Ali will be fresh and he'll be ready to go, and I think he'll take the title.
Okay, and my pick is I have Farag versus Joel Macon in the final. Given that Joel Macon's most recent victory against him 3-0, I think this will go to 4, but I think Joel Macon will win. I saw how he got into Farag's head in the U.S. Open. I saw the whole match, and I've never seen Farag that flustered.
Yeah, I definitely he definitely seemed like he was flustered, but the thing about that match, I think, is that he was just coming off winning the NetSuite Open earlier in the week. This is probably the most tired I've ever seen him on the court. like he just looked tired, and it like the first 2 games he almost like looked like he didn't want to be there, you know, like he was like, and then the 3rd game it got like he was like, okay, I got to fight back, and then it got a little.
Wait, didn't a serve hit him in his face?
Yeah, no, a serve.
That was the least of it.
Body serve,
Yeah.
Which is hard to watch that sometimes, but yeah, I don't think he was at his best in that match. So I don't know. I think if it comes down to that, I think he'll come back and he'll beat Joel. But
yeah, I guess also it's my hopes that we got, because we've had some fresh winners now in these tournaments. I just really am rooting for Macon to be the next in line.
I know what you're saying.
And I think this could be time. But yeah, okay, so this is interesting because we got 3 separate picks for the winners here. Now, how confident are we with our picks?
As the winner?
I have Moment as the winner, yes.
How confident are we with our picks?
I don't know. I'm pretty confident in this one.
Spence,
are we willing to put money on it? Like,
that's what I'm trying to. I'm trying to gear this. I'm trying to gear it to there.
No, I'm in for it. Yeah, let's do a little wager.
Let's do it, because I'm pretty confident with my pick.
So what do you do? Just like a pop?
We need some odds though, because like I feel like Sean and I have like lower seeds, so like we kind of need odds.
That's fair. You guys do have lower seeds.
You know, that's true. We need like some sort of odds.
So how should we play this?
I say winner gets a bottle of whiskey.
Well, then where did the odds
doesn't work for Spencer? He's an athlete. Never mind.
How do you split up a bottle? Like, how do you use the odds if you're gonna?
Well, I mean, you can go for the. It's like either like half a liter or like 0.75 or like 1 liter
of like amount of booze.
Yeah, exactly.
How about your? Let's. It's fine.
Let's just
clearly Book is not confident with. Yeah, Book is not confident with Moment. I think Macon's going to take it. I don't need these odds.
I'm confident.
I don't need these.
Confident with my.
I don't need these odds. Let's just do a drink of our choice. Spence, what's your favorite drink?
I'd probably take a gin and tonic.
Gin and tonic. So we'll get you. We'll get a handle.
We'll get you a handle of gin,
fair,
like good gin.
Okay.
Good gin.
Right.
Book, what's your?
I like whiskey.
Okay, same here. I have whiskey as well.
All right.
So,
All right.
okay, so that it is. Okay, so wrapping up here, again as a reminder, my pick is Joel Macon, Vabuk's pick is Derek Moman, Spencer's pick is Ali Farak. And thank you for tuning in, guys. That's it, folks.